Make some noise. Adidi, Adidi.
Hi, you guys. Oh, I feel so seen because then you guys are like talking and I'm just like, yeah, I feel very seen. So there are two facts about my childhood, I would say. One of them is the fact that I used to watch a lot of TV as a kid, like a whole lot. Like it was an unhealthy lot. I remember my mom used to say, if anyone broke into this house, they would be able to take everything and you wouldn't even be able to tell that there's somebody in the house until they come and take the TV. And then that's when you'd be like, oh snap, there's somebody in the house. And that was true because, yeah, I watched a lot of it. But I don't know Teletubbies. I've never watched it, not a single episode. And if that surprises you, we can discuss later on about all the 1,000 ways that I'm weird, but that's just one of them. And another fact, another fun fact is that I realized later on in life that my family's love language is acts of service. So we did not say I love yous a lot, but I feel like the whole thing about my family is that we need to live it. Like you need to be love. You need to show it with the things you do and just who you are in that space beyond just actually saying it, which is all good. But there was a point in my life where I felt like I needed to say it. But before I get there are also two moments in my life that there are two moments that I feel like I've shared with my dad, like actually shared. And the first one is actually funny. It was in matric. My parents for some reason thought it was a good idea that I go stay at a friend's place while I prepared for matric exams. So, which worked, which was good. So I was there and then my mom had to come to the Eastern Cape for a funeral. So now I had to go home and assist my dad because kuna shopo ekaya. So my dad can't do both. Like he can't be cooking and then be attending to a customer and all of that. So I needed to go home and assist him. So I get home and yeah, I'm in matric and I can't cook. And so now I need to prepare a meal for my dad who's an amazing cook. So no problem, cool, let's do this. Yes, it was a mess. It was such a mess. And it's just the two of us. So I dish up. I remember I had like one bite. And I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I'm not going to eat this. And do I not look at this guy? And this guy's done eating. And I look back at it now and I'm like, it's two things. It's either he really, was really hungry. Or in that moment, he realized how it would crush me if he hated it. It really wouldn't have. I would have been like, let's get takeaways. I'd be like, let's. But I think after that, the kindness that he showed me, to be able to be like, okay, next time, maybe don't do this, or maybe don't do that. And how important it was for him to correct me in such a kind way. Then it took leaving Joburg and coming to PE to realize that I didn't actually know my parents very well. Like, I think we are born and we just think it's our parents' responsibility to get to know us. And it's never the other way around. And you go through photo albums at home and you see the life. Like, I look at my aunt, I'm like, when I would tell my part, yes, because in every picture, it was like a party, she's there. And there was a time when she had like a patch that was dyed blonde. I'm like, who are you? And I realized we don't know our parents. We really don't. We just know that they gave birth to us. We don't know about the dreams that they had, some of us. We don't know about things they've sacrificed. We don't know what it means to be a dad to us, I guess. And with my father, because I watched a lot of TV, I wanted to have the Disney father-daughter relationship. I wanted us to be BFFs, apesta bombas. I wanted us to be the ish, like partners in crime. But it did not work out like that. I looked at this guy who was sitting at that chair that is just designated for him, and I was just like, we're not gonna do this, are we? Like, we're not gonna be. I'm not gonna call you and laugh and do this. But then I was like, then I need to get to know you. I need to understand you, and every day I try and put pieces together, because I know we're never going to have the conversation that I've built in my head where we're sitting down and it's intense. But sometimes I put pieces together. So one moment while I was this side, I was like, okay, I looked at the car my dad drives. I looked at what he does when we're in Botswana. He's supposed to be resting because that's home for him, but he doesn't. And he fixes the house that is fixed. I promise you it's perfect, like it's fine. But my dad will find something. So throughout the time that we're in Botswana, he's working. And we leave him there and he stays for another week because he's fixing the house that is fixed. And his career and how a lot of his time is spent fixing our house in Joburg as well. And I looked and I was like, putting the pieces together, I was like, he was taught that being a man means you must provide. And that's what he's doing. And that's him being a father. It's not the Disney shandies. It's the fact that he bought a bikie because he's in construction and it makes more sense. I'm sure he would love to have a private car, nyana, with actual 4 doors and there's no umsila, but it's a bikie because he needs to carry people to work and back. And I was like, that's it. Okay, I see you, Patrick. I get this. I get this. And then I was like, okay, I need to tell him I love him. Even though I felt like he lived it because I showed it. The thing about when people die is that I think, you know how they say funerals are for the living? So you can like make peace with what has happened. I think saying I love you helps you in case something happens to them, for your state of mind to be like, at least I said it. Yes, I did, but I don't know how he felt about those things that I did. But at least I said it. Like for you, it does something. So I was like, I'm going to go home and I'm going to say it. And now I'm going to a home where we don't say I love you often. We don't say it at all. So I'm like, I'm going to get there and I'm going to say it. So I get home and days fly by. And I'm like putting together the speech in my head. Hi, babes, vacation. Yeah, Larry says you must go back to PE. This one night, everybody's like, good night. It's so painful because you're like, good night. But you're like, I want to say something so bad. And then I go to my sister. I'm like, okay, bro, like, I'm going to, like, I have this thing that I plan to say to dad. And, like, you need to come with me because, like, you just need to be there. Like, you're not part of the thing. I am, but, like, just be there. So I'm not the only one. So it looks like it's a sibling thing. So if we're embarrassed together. Like, I want us to be together in this. I was just like, what the hell? Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. What the hell? What are you talking about? Like, okay, Kena. So I go there and I knock. I don't know. People that just, I don't know if black people do that when you barge into your parents' room. You don't do that at ours. You knock. So I knock. I'm like, okay. They're like, again, okay. I go in and I'm standing there. I'm like, okay, Dada. I call him Daddy P. I think it sounds so like pimpish, but like it just makes sense because his name is Patrick. So I call him Daddy P. But also saying Daddy has sounded so twisted lately, so I can't be saying it no more. It sounds so daddy. But I was like, I'm gonna like whatever. So I was like, Daddy P. So I've been thinking, I think I understand the man that you are. And I think I like the man that you are. I think it's not what I've seen on TV, but I think it's to provide. And so that's what you're doing. And what I just told you guys, I said exactly the same thing. And my parents paused and they said what they say every time. We're just trying to make you guys happy. Like, whatever we do, it's just for you. Like, it's just for you guys. So, everything. And I was like, okay, I get it now. I completely get it. And every day I try to get to know my dad, like, bit by bit. It was so sad the other day where I called him and I was like, yeah, I hate my job, Dad. I really, really hate it. I do not like it. Like, I just don't. I'm making a plan. I'm going to figure this out. And for the first time, I thought my dad was cool. Like, he's happy with his job. Everything is all good. And he says, you know, I get the whole idea of like building a career, because you look at your life sometimes, I look at my life sometimes and I'm like, I look at my peers, people that are the same age as me, that have gone so far in life. And my dad was just, to me, that was never a thing that he could ever look at somebody else and be like, yo, you're doing so well. What did I do with my life? Because I thought he did everything. Like, you're good. And now it was my turn to tell him that, to tell him he's enough. Because now I know that his whole being, ever since he had us, is to make sure we are happy and that we are good. And then now it's my turn to tell him, yes, we are good. Yes, you are doing a good job. I'm happy with what you're doing. I'm happy with the job that you're doing. I would not want to trade you for anything in the world. Kudos, that like this is good. I do not look forward to the day when I have to tell him, you messed up here. But I hope because of all these built up, you did good, I will have the courage to say, yeah, no, you messed up this time around, Dad. And that's just a relationship. So I guess I'm sharing the story just so we just remember that relationships are a two-way street, that our parents don't just give, and we just sit there, that it's a give and take relationship. And just as they get to know us, they have to get to know us, we need to get to know them. Yeah.